Hey, what's going on? I'm Quincy Avery, and thank you for joining us for Quarterback Review, brought to you by Quarterback Takeover. What we're doing at Quarterback Review is looking at high school quarterbacks throughout the country, watching their tape, helping them determine, is this tape what it takes to get to the next level? Now, many of you know, I was a former coach at a BCS level, coached at UCLA, and one of my main jobs was to not only coach quarterbacks, but to review tape from every high school kid who sent in their video. Now what that means is I've seen a lot of tape, and I'm going to see yours, and I'm going to help you determine what you need to improve on in order to get that tape looked at in the offensive or team staff meeting room, what you can improve upon as a quarterback, or what we need to change in our highlight tape so that a few more people will look at it and express a little interest. The next quarterback that we're going to look at is Bo Nix. Bo Nix is somebody who I've actually had the pleasure of seeing in person. He's out of Alabama. And I know this, he's a very talented football player. So his first throw, it's not a deep throw. It's like a piercing RPO style, firm ball in a cover two position. So we've seen one really good throw. Now the second one is off a four verts concept. What I see early on in his tape is him moving throughout the pocket, maintaining very good base, and throwing on time and on target balls. What Bo Nix displays very, very early is that he has some great fundamentals. He's shown you three different type of plays. He's thrown a very deep pass, he's thrown a firm pass in a cover two hole, and he's shown the ability to be explosive with his legs. I'm seeing a lot of things that I like. Now, we move on to another throw. He disassociates, escapes the pocket to the left, and makes an on-time and on-target ball. This corner pass is not something that's really, really needed, but we've seen enough stuff pretty early to say, this guy is somebody who's going to be on my radar. Like, I'm all the way tuned in as a college coach. See another outside ball on the cover two, throws that one firm. Now I'm looking to see something a little bit different from Bo, and he just gives it to me right there. I think he has a good understanding of the cadence, what coaches want to see in terms of the highlight tape. He's throwing balls in different positions. I'm already right now a minute and 50 seconds in, and I know this. This guy is somebody who I'm going to star their name. I'm going to put a D1 stamp by, and the D1 stamp is me going to a meeting and say, hey, this quarterback is definitely a D1 quarterback. I think he has the skills, the traits in order to play at that level. He does a lot of different things. He's just throwing a a four seams bender right there inside the linebacker before the safety. So he showed me everything I need to see. He showed me the ability to play with great pace, great presence, as well as all the fundamentals that we need. So we cut him off early. We're not cutting him off early because he's bad. We're cutting him off early because, hey, I know this kid can play at a D1 level. I know he has the skills and capabilities needed. I want to take a deeper look at him. So what we do from here on Bo, although he has a D1 stamp, we'd say, hey, we're going to watch a game film, call his coach, say, we want to see a best game from Bo, tell us what one of his worst games was, and then you take a deeper dive. But he's somebody who we definitely want to go take a trip to see because he's that talented. We're getting ready to take a look at Derrick Gibbs Jr. He's given us a mix between his prep season and his senior season the previous year. He's got a 3-minute highlight tape. That usually indicates somebody who is pretty aware of what people want to see in terms of highlights. However, first play is a play from the 5-yard line. He throws a fade. Now, what you want to think about is this play that I'm displaying very early something that anybody in the country could do, or everybody in the country has done this? If so, it's not a great first play. The second play is a scramble. As we know, quarterbacks, that's not something we want to see early. We want to see you display the ability to throw the ball. So scramble's great. Let me see some second reaction, make somebody miss early, throw the ball. Now, me personally as an evaluator, I see a scrimmage tape or a spring practice tape. That's not something I'm going to be very excited about. Now I just see an out. I see a very high arcing out, something that should be thrown firm. I'm already thinking, okay, this is a tape that we're going to need some improvement on, or something that I'm not that excited about. So we got another run, and I'm like, a minute and 12 seconds in, and I'm not sure that I'm ready to see a ton more. We just saw a pass and saw nothing. Like, literally didn't see ball placement, didn't see anything. We saw somebody fall on the ground, and that was a catch. That's not your fault, Derrick. However, it's nothing that we can use. So we get another ball with the highlight. Quarterbacks, stop using that on your highlight tape. It's very, very frustrating. I think just early on in this tape, we saw too many different things. Some stuff that wasn't really good in terms of the fade. A ball where he didn't get to see the exact placement. Those are things that very quickly get you cut off. You have to understand that coaches are seeing 1,000 tapes in a week. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time on something I don't think is good early. Derrick, I'm going to have to cut your tape off. Not because you're not talented enough, but because I didn't see the talent in the first minute, a minute and a half. Let's be very, very thoughtful, quarterbacks. How can I get the plays on there very quickly? So that means short lag time between the stoppage of the last play, start of another play, and then getting some good stuff on there early. So Derrick, we need you to work on your highlight tape. There's a lot you can do in terms of what we want to see early, what we want to see late, but just overall better play selection. That wasn't good enough. We're moving on to Gunnar Holmberg. He's a quarterback out of North Carolina. He's recently committed to Duke. I got a chance to take a quick peek at his tape a little earlier. I see some things I like, and I also see some things on his highlight tape I don't like. Not necessarily from his play standpoint, more from the order of how he displays things and what he would want people to see. Now, it worked for him because he's such a tremendous talent. It may not work for everybody else, and it probably won't unless you have the skills and capability of Gunnar, but let's get the tape started. So now he's thrown for a little over 2,700 yards this past season. What we see on this first play is his ability to keep his base. He does a really good job with that. However, he starts his tape with probably a few more down the field throws than he needs to. What's different about his down the field throws than some of the other quarterbacks we see is that they're finishing with energy. A lot of other guys we see, their balls are dying at the end. His balls seem to be hitting his receivers and continue his receivers' hands outstretched or finishing with some real touch and trajectory. Now, he's a pocket style passer on most different services, but he shows the ability to extend the play and make big plays with his legs, not something that you typically see from somebody who is in all these different services 24/7 rivals, and they note him as a pocket style passer. What I've seen in terms of base and throwing mechanics is really good. He never gets outside himself, which means his feet stay in the same position all the time. He's not an over-rotator, which we see with a lot of quarterbacks. He's starting the energy and quickly stopping the energy with hip rotation. He does a great job with his front shoulder, squaring it off to the target, keeping it to the lane. Some people call it setting his hallway, his ankle eye, but he does a really good job with that, as well as his left hand. Doesn't have a wild or loose left hand. Keeps it tight to his body, which allows him to be very, very consistent with his accuracy. He is somebody who would really get me excited from the quarterback position. We saw earlier deep breaking in route. We've seen him escape, create plays with his legs. The only thing that I would want to see from somebody like Gunnar in their highlight tape is them throwing more piercing throws. That means let us see some slants earlier. Let us see some digs earlier. Let us see some speed outs. All those different things are going to be something that I myself as a college coach want to see. If I saw him early on in the evaluation process, he's not somebody who I'd initially marked as this guy's definitely D1. He would have been somebody who I said, I've got to go back, take a look at a little bit more tape, maybe see 2 or 3 game tapes. I'm not sure. He definitely has some capabilities in terms of as an athlete, as a thrower, but we got to see what he can do in a game situation. So overall, what we saw today was 4 different quarterbacks. We saw 4 kind of different levels of quarterbacks, like one who was definitely a certified D1 guy, one who if I saw his tape, I would have been a little leery, need to see a little more, and 2 others who kind of varied in the spectrum of where they were at in their quarterback process. What I want you quarterbacks to think about moving forward, lose a highlight the whatever you guys call that thing where you let us know that it's you, the quarterback. Let's try and have some diversity of throws, playmaking ability early on in the tape. You can show me something long, but show a piercing throw, show your ability to move in the pocket, and then show your fundamentals. We want to see those great bases, a very clean stroke, and all the different things that make quarterbacks who they are as a quarterback. Continue to work on your game. Continue to start sending these tapes out to quarterback coaches across the country. And let's try and get as many guys as we can scholarships. There's only 150 some spots available at the Division I level. I want each and every one of you guys who aspires to get one of those.